Alright guys, so the water block that I'm using today is BARROW. I know you would say this is a shitty water block, and I know the support sucks on this, but I didn't want to spend like $300–400 on it. It is for Gigabyte. It says D, but let's open it and see if it works on the normal the non-D version. I spent around $140 Canadian, which is pretty cheap. So it's around $100 USD. Is amazing. The price is pretty cheap, but let's see how it performs. I know there won't be any thermal paste or pads included for the back side, but I just bought some 3mm. We'll just open it up and see if it actually works on the card. But they're saying it's similar to Sky or whatever they call it. So that's the back plate, I guess. Nothing too fancy. And that's the water block itself. Oh, actually the pads are already pre-cut. But I've seen the manual really lacks some information, but it's pretty heavy. Looks to be an okay quality, I guess. Okay, so let me open up the plastic. I don't want to bore you guys, and open the manual and see if I can understand what's going on. Actually, before we do that, let's go over what we have in the box. So it's the back plate, the 2-slot I don't know, whatever you call it, for the IOs, thermal pads, screws, and 2 caps, and the water block itself, right? It's an RGB. Okay, so here's the water block itself. I'm not a professional YouTuber, but let's see if we can. It's pretty heavy, actually. Pretty heavy. Seems to be some dirt here. I don't know if it's dirt or, well, it is what it is. Let's see if I can figure out this, or I have to go online. It looks like it's in, don't tell me it's only in Chinese. Oh no, it is in English as well. So just how you I guess wanna do like in or out, front and back, doesn't matter, blah blah. What you have here, this is what we typically what you need is whatever. I think for the silicone pads I have to go back online. Yeah, that's it. Nothing much in here. Just probably, yep, this is useless, as I expected. So I have to go online and see what's going on. Okay, so I did myself a favor and printed out the, you can find this online anyways. So there are 3 types of thermal pads that you have to apply: 1.2mm, 0.5 millimeter, 1mm. Number 1 is going to be the dark blue ones you see here and here. Number 2 is going to be 0.5 millimeter, the black one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can find this online. And then there is 1 millimeter, which are here, 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 and then those over there. So let me cut those. You don't want to see this. It's boring. Just gonna do some sanity check. So this is showing 1.32, so this is the 1.2, and then white one should be 1 millimeter. Yeah, it's because there's protective cover here, and then this one should be half. Makes sense. Yep, that's it. Well, that's what you get when you go cheap. So all the pads I guess are installed. Well, I'm missing these two. So let's do it again. Well, that's some crazy stuff. So based on this, I'm missing, you see, 1 and 2, and this is all I have left. Just think about it. How the hell I'm gonna cover it with this? I don't know. So probably cut from here. Yeah. So see what I don't know what Barrett thought, but at least calculate how much you need for the pads, right? So just imagine I have to cover this and this with this amount, and oh, maybe a couple of other too. That's weird. We don't have, I don't see here and here as well. Well, it is what it is. Okay guys, so I had to improvise. You see in here, instead of these two I had to use 1.5 because there wasn't enough, I guess, black one, which is I mean, I can cut from here. Maybe I'll do that. I'll see how it goes. But in terms of the other ones, you see everything is there. So these are all good. This one is here. That doesn't need to be perfect. I guess I can cut because it seems that this is too much. Maybe when I take the plastic off, I can, because you see I have to put on like 2 side-by-sides here. The black one wasn't enough for sure. So yeah, let me see if I can take the plastics from these off and then add to here. I mean, seriously, Barrow, look, am I supposed to make from this? Jesus, guys. So here's what's happening. I didn't show this on camera, but I used you remember the screws that we took out from the bracket? So I just added those screws to the plate, to the IO plates, and then this is, the instructions are extremely vague and weird, but for this, all you need to do is use one of these. So just hold this here. So one of these, and then something like that, and then there are three types actually of screws. So one is this, the other one is this, and it's not clear on the manual, but I figured that these small ones with the washer there are 3 of them, so I'm guessing it's the one that goes for the bracket. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So this part was done, easy. This part was done. And then for this, you see, just use one of these screws with the washer. Hope you see it. I think you see it now. Just put it here. And then on the other side, I mean, it's on the manual, but the manual is, as usual, is extremely shitty right there. You see, and this one seems to be on the opposite, but I found it to work like this better because it's gonna be centered. On the picture, this black one is on opposite. I mean, I can change that, no problem, but something like this, so it is centered. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll change it, but for now, this is how I'm gonna, and then I can tighten that screw. So again, I have another one here, so this is the shorter one. Oh wow, okay. Oh, that's the long one. Shorter one, and I found that they're, it's okay, I have extra ones here. This goes right here, and I'm doing this one-handedly. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't know why they have it. Maybe there's something going on that I don't understand, but I'll change that if it's needed. But you see, with this, it is going to be centered with that, I guess. So there's a washer on the back, and then, I don't know, maybe it's easier to do it this way, maybe it's easier to do it that way, but I can change that, okay? Now before I go through this and put on the core, what I found out was that there is no thermal pads instructions for the backplate, so I'm gonna use what I found on the AlphaCool. AlphaCool had a thermal pad for the backplate. There you go. So you see, I found this on the AlphaCool, and I'm going to use this one. I'm using a 3 millimeters. I'm not sure if this one has mentioned the size. Probably on the first page. Yeah, so it says 3 millimeter right there, right? It says right there. It says 3 millimeters. So I'm going to use 3 millimeters. I have 2 that I'm going to match. Something like this. 3 millimeters, but then for the size, I'm gonna cut it to this and put it on the probably in here. So that's basically covering this area, I guess, and then maybe this and this is gonna cover these, and this. I'm assuming if I compare it to what I have here, maybe you can see better based on this. So it's something covering these, maybe these 2, or these caps probably. I'll have to check and see. And then covering I don't know what, that's probably for the connector, right? So actually this is the other way. Yep, it's the other way. So right there, and then all around these caps, one big one here, one big one here, one big one here, and then covering these. That's about it. Okay, no worries, I'll do that. So let me just cut to size and put on those thermal pads and continue on the video. Okay guys, so I want to share this with you. Basically what you're covering is this right here, and this is the chip, because you want to, I mean the memory chip, right? So it's going to be the covering area is going to be, you see here, 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 these capacitors, I mentioned that, and then one right there, I guess. And I cut one. I'll post the sizes, and I took it from AlphaCool. It's 12 by 15, so you see almost 12, sorry, 15 by 12, and it's a perfect fit. Yeah, and then I'll do the one in the middle. Okay, this part is also done based on the one from AlphaCool website. Okay, yeah, it's getting somewhere. Now I have to try to figure out what's I mean, I found another page from this page. At least it mentions what type of screws are needed, but it's messed up, because this picture, why would you put it this way? You would actually put the back plate first, right? I mean, the water block there, and then the rest, right? The water block, and then the PCB, and then the back plate. So just give me some time to figure out the screws, and then I'll start recording again. So before doing anything, I cleaned up the GPU die. Also same thing here, because now is the time to put on the core, and then I'll by the way, I put on the, just show it to you, maybe put on the back plate so the thermal pads don't move, something like this, right? For now. And so just cleaned up the GPU die, and then I'm gonna use this MS6 RTX MX6. I don't have a spatula, so I'm gonna use something like this, a credit card. Because I want to make sure that every part of that chip is covered, right? Should be good enough. Okay. Let's make sure that I'm not doing this wrong way. So that's just gonna follow this. That's on top, and this is going to be mounted like this. Once again, try to see. It should be okay. It's a mess, but Again, I would blame myself for not reading, but you guys agree with me. There should be steps. It should be saying, do this step first, do this one second, do this one third, and none of those were mentioned on their manual. The manual was even worse, right? I emailed them, didn't get back anything, asking questions, but to me, this should be going like this. I don't know if you agree with me or not. I'm putting it this way because it's going to be centered with that washer, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it really doesn't matter because we can hold that. I mean, I can hold this. Yep, that's perfect. Not going to change it. Again, same thing with this. So this, we need the washer, the shorter one. Hold this, put on the spacer, put on this one. Yeah, because the spacer in this case is going to center it. If you go this way, then it's not going to be centered. So I don't know. That's what I'm gonna stick to and not change it. However, since I made a mess on the, I'm gonna clean up. Not happy with this. Not happy with this. I should have bought a spatula for this, right? We'll go X pattern here. Going the right way, this way. Now the problem is not going to be flat. Alright, so I have to hold it by hand like that because of the IO, right? And you saw, I mean, there is a way to put it, but it's gonna be pain. So, yep, I did it that way. Maybe I can put on something. This would do, right? No way. We'll have to make it hard. Okay. Alright, guys. I'm not going to show you the rest because you know the rest. So in here we're done until we go for the backplate. Okay, guys. So you might see a shift in camera, but you see the card is done. I didn't want to bug you guys with with the rest of the screws. So my recommendation to you, cut the thermal pads beforehand. Make sure you cut them to the size. What will help you, definitely, you need the screwdriver, you need the knife. There's another size of screwdriver for one of the screws that you're gonna need. And then, as I mentioned, you need the MS6, 91% or higher alcohol. And then that's cotton swabs, cotton pads, or whatever you want to use to clean it off. The thermal paste and putty. And then 3mm if you want to go. You see, this is ugly, but it turned out to be beautiful. Okay, now the notes. When you put on, start by putting on the water block first, and then make sure you do this screw and this screw here first, and then the IO, and then the back plate. The back plate, you can refer to this one. I mean, this is good. You saw I struggled. This is good. This is, you can download from their website, but this is better because it shows you. So you see that the ones with number 1 are, it says 1/2 round head cross screw. So these are, I'll just bring it. So these are number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1. And then the ones in the middle, so these are the ones with 4 springs, that's different. And then this ones, the ones in the middle, except the ones here, are different. And the way to distinguish them is that the ones that are round, you see, they're not flat-headed. They're both Phillips, but these one, they call it flat, right? This one is round, and you can tell by these ones, they have the spacer. So you see this one has the spacer, this one has the spacer, you see? So the ones with the spacer are the ones that use the screw with, that are not flat, round, right? There they have like an angle, right? The ones in the middle, so this one, this one, this one, you see it, they call it flat. But just to give you an example of the misery, just look at this. Seriously? How the hell am I supposed to follow this? That's it. There are no steps. I hope this video helped you guys. Right now, I don't have anything to. I mean, I have a. Let's just go to my computer. So this is the computer. Rebuilding everything from the ground up. So the RGB fans are not gonna work because when I put on the panel, they're gonna get stuck. So I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm gonna put 3 140 in front, and then hopefully tomorrow, I know it's a mess, I'm going to go with this. This is all in one. It's a pump, radiator, fan, everything from BARROW again. This whole project cost around $400. Just imagine if you want to spend only $400, $500 on only on the water block. So yeah, that's a project that I have to do other days. Put on maybe the GPU in the case to show you the RGB. I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope it helped. Have a good one, guys.